The Tiger Priest, and I should have used the Itinerary kit. The Academy one is very good, but it's an early model. This is an M7B1, and the Hogan's Hero one is actually an M7B2. And you can tell by the early drive sprocket here. But anyway, if you look at the pictures on an M7B2, the front of the hole is more filled in, and the basically the superstructure, there's it's a tad bit different because it's raised up, because they raised up the cupola and the gun elevation. But anyway, no big deal. It's just a little more work to fix the Academy kit. So one thing I got to do this week is I got to fill in the brackets here, make that look like that, so that's no big deal. That'll either be probably Avi's epoxy sculpt, or I'll do I'll laminate some styrene and sand it. You know, it just depends. I'll add a little bit of sheet styrene. I'm going to fib right here just to make it just a tad bit different, since it is a fictional tank. Went back in. Y'all saw my little template that I made for the circular part of the gun here. I actually got it's a model rocket cone. I cut it down and got it to fit, got it cut out. Got to do a little more sanding on it, so we'll be good to go on that. Next, I was hammering out the basic shape of the hole. You can see where it's uneven. I always, when I scratch build, I always like to cut out a little bit bigger than what it should be, and I like to sand everything to shape. I just think that's easier. It gives you a little padding, safety padding. You know, at least it's always easier to take away a little than trying to add. So that's the way I do it. All I got to do is trim it off, sand it down, and but I believe I got the angles right. So that's the main part. Just the only really hard part about this kid is just trying to get started. You know, because there's so many angles. So I got to finish here. I'll make this a closed top. And I just got to trim out some styrene, and I need to build up the cupola there to get the correct height and all that. But anyway, I wanted to show that before I get a little further ahead. But anyway, starting to take shape. It's been a long time since I've had to convert an early model into a later model, but it's no big deal. I mean, it's just a little more work, and you know, it makes it more unique. If you're following along on the plastic putty, I have three kinds. I have one that's kind of very, very thin and white. I have a mid, that's my yellow one, especially if you need and this stuff lasts like years if you keep it sealed right. And this time I needed some green, and I needed just a tad bit thicker, and there you have it. Really thick. Once you get it on there, and the only drawback to plastic putty here is once you apply it to anywhere on your model, it just needs to dry, and it's about a couple days. Making the putty is real easy. It takes about 4 or 5 hours, and you are good to go. But anyway, I love old school putty because it actually, I think, bites into the plastic rather than, you know, good old red putty. But anyway, it takes a little longer to sand. I mean, you know, red putty is a little more quicker, but that putty is, I think, overall better for any model. But anyway, that's a quick update. Wanted to show all that. The rest of this week, and I'll show everyone in the next update. I'll try to get the drive here filled in, and we'll add some other things to make this more of an M7B2. So that's what I got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.